you went euthanasia.
But hello there, my darlings, how's it going? My name is Craig, and today I want to do a discussion video, but not on a card. I want to do a discussion video on a specific topic within the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! With today's video, I want to discuss with you guys the topic of older players in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just a very interesting topic to me. It's something I've always found interesting to talk to people about. When I last went to locals, at some point I was asked the question, how old am I? And when I said 22, I had people look at me in a slightly different way. I was essentially one of the oldest people there. Everyone else there was kind of about 17, 16, 18. There was a 12-year-old kid who was actually probably one of the better players there. It kind of came across as the type of look that says, I think you're pretty damn cool for being a lot older than me and still playing the game that I love. That's something I see a lot in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! People who are older players generally tend to get looked up to. I think a good example of this is actually looking at the more popular Yu-Gi-Tube channels, such as Mega Capital G, Simply Unlucky, X Underground Members X, which is now named Kasame Unlimited, Galactic God, although Galactic God does kind of look like a little kid. I mean, you could just imagine him in a candy store, walking in, looking around with just this big wide-eyed look on his face. Oh, he looks so adorable. Oh. I'm gonna have to edit that and it's gonna look ridiculous. Team Avalanche, the list kind of goes on. I don't necessarily follow all of these people, or maybe a couple of them. These are all kind of older players in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think for that quality, they generally tend to get looked up to. I've noticed it myself, for example, whenever I see a much older player playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe 40 or mid-50s, I kind of get a little bit excited seeing that. Not in a sexual way, though. Maybe a little bit. Just seeing someone of a much higher age than me playing the game that I love, that some people seem to see as a child's game, makes me happy inside because it really shows me that the game is what I think it to be. A game for everyone, not just a game for younger children, not just a game for kids. I've known players from about 8 or 9 up to the ages of 50 that play the game. And that huge range of age just makes me, for some reason, really happy to be in this game. It really does show me, like I said before, that this is a game for everyone. It really is. And that's especially apparent when you look at the competitive scene. You see people that are a little older in age, really getting into the game, really enjoying it and playing it and appreciating all of the deep, intricate mechanics within Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think that's another reason why the general player base tends to look up to older players. And they see them as kind of this higher authority, which I've always found very interesting. Now personally, my standpoint is that it entirely depends on the person. I have known people of the age of 14 or 15 that are as in-depth with the rulings as someone like me who's obsessed with the rules. But I've also known players who are quite older, in like their 30s or 40s, who don't understand the game anywhere near as deeply as someone like me or someone younger. But I do see how some players can look up to older players as kind of this source for knowledge, because as they've gone through life, they've kind of encountered more problems and their brain has become better at problem solving. And of course, because they're older, they might have been in the game longer, which means they have more playing experience, which I think is a much better reason to look up to someone as someone of an authority of knowledge. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think, and I want to discuss this with you guys in the comments. So please leave a comment below letting me know what you think of this particular topic. I want to know how you guys perceive older players in the game, players that are older than you who play Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to know if by default you look up to them, or how your views change on a match, perhaps if you're playing an older person versus if you're playing a younger person, how you kind of view that match going into it, whether or not it changes depending on their age. It's a very interesting topic, and it really does dig into the psyche of a lot of players. But anyway guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care and duel on.